All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Spartan, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to beat... What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to beat Tier 3 in Megabonk. How to beat Tier 3. This is going to be great. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. First things first, the character that we're going to be using is going to be Mega Chad, because he wields the perfect, most powerful jawline. It's a really good jawline. That's all we're going to say, I guess. And yeah, so we're going to lock in Mega Chad. He's probably one of the easier characters so far from what I've picked up on. And yeah, his weapon of choice is damage. It's aura. He damages enemies in an area around him. Then he has an additional mechanic called flex. He basically, on a cooldown, will flex to stop enemy damage, and it has a cooldown of 0.2 seconds. Per level. So the cooldown gets reduced by 0.2 seconds per level. And with each subsequent flex, you gain 2.5% damage. So the flex mechanic is really, really important. So that is the first thing that we're going to be doing here. We're going to be playing him. And in terms of the weapons, there are a few pretty crucial weapons that we want for this build. We're going to turn off basically anything that's either crit or a bunch of projectiles. And there's a few in particular that we really want. First and foremost, we want Frostwalker. We also want Aura. So we have Aura by default. We additionally want Frostwalker. And also we want Blood Magic. These three are very, very, very critical. Blood Magic in particular, because you get a 5% chance to increase the max HP upon killing enemies. And we're not going to be going for like the quantity tome or anything like that, because we don't really need it for the rest of this stuff. But what we are going to try to do is pick up some quantity or projectile count for the Blood Magic, and also for the Aegis. We really need the Aegis. It blocks incoming damage and sends out shockwaves to basically push the enemies away. So this, Blood Magic, Frostwalker, and Aura. Honestly, if we get Flamewalker before we get Frostwalker, we'll probably take Flamewalker. But the Frostwalker is pretty cool because it actually freezes enemies and also slows them as well. So that can be pretty good. So yeah, we're going to uncheck anything that's either like a bunch of projectiles or anything that does damage. Basically, anything that does like crit damage or poison, we don't need any of that. So these are the four weapons that we're really going to try to get. It'll either be the Frostwalker or the Flamewalker, pretty much whichever one comes first. But yeah, that's going to be the build. In terms of the tomes, we're going to uncheck the Silver Tome, not super concerned. We're going to uncheck Projectile. There's a few tomes that are really important here. First and foremost is going to be the... Where is it? First and foremost is going to be the Size Tome right here. Increase the size of your attacks, projectiles, explosions, and more. This one is going to be absolutely paramount. Additionally, we're going to want the cooldown tome. We're going to want as much attack speed as humanly possible. That's going to be super, super important for, just like I said, making sure that we are hitting the enemies as frequently as possible. And then we want the luck tome, and last but not least, the XP tome. This is, you can kind of think of it as just like our econ stuff, effectively. So we want XP, luck, where is it? Cooldown, and size. Those are the tomes that we want. So let's just jump into a tier 3 and we will go ahead and get started with this. Tier 3 is pretty challenging. It has basically 3 different stages, right? 4 if you count the final boss. You start just in the normal forest. You go around, farm resources, try to get as strong as possible. And then you have to kill a couple bosses, teleport to the next stage. Once you get to the next stage, you essentially do the same thing. But the main thing is, in the very first stage, we're not really going to be trying to open that many chests. We're really just going to focus on trying to get jumps, XP, and luck. That's going to be like the main thing. If we can get set up on our first little run here, it will make the rest of these runs a lot easier to do. So that's going to be our kind of primary focus. So we'll go ahead and hit confirm. And here we go. We are in the run. So, like I mentioned, the main thing, we can worry about killing enemies, but the whole thing is we kind of want to make sure that we're still moving around pretty frequently. So I'm going to go ahead and collect a little bit of jump height. And with the flex mechanic, you want to make sure that you're using it as frequently as possible. The flex mechanic, like I said, is basically a really, really, really important part of Mega Chad. It's just really, really important. So we can kill enemies if they're kind of in our direct path. Ooh, perfect. We already got the XP tome. The XP tome, like I mentioned, is something that we really, really need. Try to avoid staying in one area for very long. And Mega Chad has a really cool sort of component to his kit where, okay, good, we flexed. I can basically just jump off the edge and be totally fine. Like, watch this. So we're trying to stack survivability, and we're also trying to stack size and basically anything that gives us a whole bunch of size, XP. And Borger, I usually just banish that. The Borger's not that great. There's a nuke. We'll save that for later. Yeah, and a lot of people get confused. You don't actually just have to pick up stuff as you get the little power-ups, because they do stay there. So I can go back later if the boss is around there, hit the nuke, or if there's a swarm, I can hit the nuke. But yeah, we actually are going to go ahead and pick up blood magic so that we have a second weapon, and I think that that's going to help us overall with just scaling up our HP, trying to get a little bit stronger. But yeah, like I mentioned, the whole thing, you want to make sure that you're moving as much as possible. We're going to go ahead and get the wrench for the faster charges of these things, the shrines. And if you ever see any gold chests like this, make sure that you collect them because they cost nothing. So chests are a no-brainer. You'd want to get as many of the gold chests as you possibly can. But like I mentioned, if you have more expensive chests, the normal ones, you don't want to take those. Okay, so this is really important. We at some point want to take a little bit of shield, and we also certainly want some jumps. So we're going to start with the jumps just so that we have some extra sort of mobility. And I think that that's going to be the play. Here we're going to go with the luck. Luck is just going to overall be better for us. You see these little pots, you can definitely hit those. It does help. And we're not going to be hitting the boss shrines because remember, our goal here is basically just to actually survive. We're going to go XP gain here. And yeah, we need to try to get these charge shrines as quickly as we possibly can. There's a little bit of shield. We're going to go ahead and lock that in. So yeah, again, the name of the game, you can hit tab and basically see the map. We're going to go with the rare size on this one. And again, for the early stages of the game, our main priority is going to be getting as much luck and as much XP as humanly possible. So we're going to go for the 8% XP. That is the goal. Again, during this first stage, our main priority is getting a tiny bit of survivability through the shield, through the HP regen, maybe lifesteal, and also basically just trying to get as much XP and luck as possible. Gold as well is pretty good, but I think here we're actually going to go with the movement speed. And yeah, that's the whole name of the game. If you see these challenges, they're really, really good opportunities to basically get a stack of flex. And we're just going to kill all these dudes. Go ahead and pick up a little bit of damage so we can kill them that much quicker. Okay. So I think here we're not going to banish anything or refresh. We're just going to go ahead and take another projectile count. Moldy cheese. Moldy cheese is really, really good for killing the bosses. Speaking of bosses, we have a boss here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. The little tiny bar of health next to his health is the moldy cheese. That is poison damage that's going to be happening over time. And there we go. We got the cooldown tome, so we're definitely going to pick that up. Gonna go ahead and pick up some XP here. Lightning staff is pretty good, but not really what we need. We're gonna go with projectile count 3. Okay, perfect. We're going to go ahead and pick up... Actually, here we are going to go ahead and do a refresh. Let's see. We'll do the blood magic again because we really need the XP scaling. Again, because we really do need the HP scaling. And it is pretty important to take a little bit of pickup range also. So that's going to be a good thing. Evasion is also very, very good. So this is the first swarm. The swarms get pretty challenging, especially if you don't have that much, size or damage yet. But that's okay. There we go. There's the luck tome. We definitely need that. Size tome. Okay, perfect. So we now have all of our tomes that we needed. This is actually really, really good. We're going to go ahead and banish the bow because, like I said, we really don't need projectiles. And perfect, there's another weapon, Aegis. That's something that we certainly needed. So now, whichever one we get first... Okay, there's Frostwalker. We're going to take Frostwalker. So we are effectively full build. We have all of the tomes and weapons that we basically need. Which means now, our next order of business is, like I said, continuing to stack up on luck and damage. We'll go with the size tome. Just have a little bit bigger of a radius. And there we go. There we go. We made it up here. Remember, our main priority here is just collecting as much XP as possible. So don't forget about the little pots. The pots are pretty important. So we are first going to go up here and collect that charge shrine. And then what we're going to do is jump down, hit that enemy target thing, the challenge. We'll go for that. Okay. So projectile count will be good for both of these weapons. So we're going to go ahead and go for that. Now we're going to fall down here. And perfect. A little bit more aura size and damage, but for now we want more XP. Remember, during stage 1, we are focused on XP. It's going to be the primary focus here. A little bit more luck, definitely good. Perfect. So now we go ahead and collect the chest. And we got our first. Keys are actually so important. And you can see our health is gradually growing. We're getting a little bit more health, which is really good. That's what we need. Another swarm is coming. But I think we're in a pretty decent spot where it shouldn't affect us too bad. And remember, you want to basically let them hit you every once in a while so that you can get the flex to go off as frequently as possible. Okay. We got more XP. Perfect. We really could use some damage here pretty quick. Ugh, that is really good. But I think we have... No, we're just going to take that. Okay, well, we just died because we were super greedy, but that's okay. It happens. It happens. So yeah, that's the one thing. If it's a swarm, probably the best idea is not to get greedy like I just did. But it's okay. So we'll go ahead and restart. And this time we should get to the final boss. Because this time we're not going to be greedy like I just was. Perfect, we already got the size tome. Take a little bit of lifesteal this time. Wow, there's the luck tome. See if there's anything good here. The slurp gloves would definitely be really good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the aura damage. I think that's going to be actually pretty helpful for us. A little bit more movement speed. Remember, you want to try to flex as often as possible. Take a little bit of thorns, maybe. Okay, we're actually struggling. We're actually struggling a little bit, so we're just gonna leave. What are they gonna do? Ooh, yes. This is really good. Take a little bit more damage. And we're going to go ahead and pick up the Slurp Gloves. I think that's going to be pretty helpful for when we get to the point of dealing with the boss. And it will heal us a little bit as well, which is really, really good. So the Slurp Gloves are definitely a no-brainer. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. What is that way over there? Okay. Armor is actually pretty good. If you don't have a better option, you can always take some armor. Just mitigate some of the damage that you'll take. Okay. There's more size for our size tome. That's actually fantastic. I think we are going to actually trigger this boss. Free key. That would be good. We already have one key, but you can never have too many keys. That's lesson 1. Literally, you can never have too many keys. And that's just a microwave, so we don't really need that right now. Okay, so we have 2 bosses, and that's okay because we just got the Cursed Doll. Cursed Doll is really, really good. XP Tome, perfect. Remember, you want to... Okay. Perfect. That's what we needed. And cool. We got this thing, which is great. We're going to go ahead and pick up the damage and size because the swarm will be coming very, very soon. We already have one of those, so I think we're going to banish that so that we don't get any more of those. More XP gain. No brainer. Okay, here's that swarm that we were just talking about. So this is where we have to be super, super careful. We're going to banish these. Actually, we're going to just refresh. Let's take blood magic. Ooh. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take Aegis. Another key. Perfect. I think this time, instead of... Yeah, this time we're actually going to take Lightning Staff. We're going to banish crit chance. We don't need that. We're going to refresh, take XP, take a little bit more size. Cooldown tome. Yes, that's what we need. Okay. And remember, you want to try to kind of just keep moving. Continuing to move is really the name of the game here. Luck tome, perfect. Now we need to go collect this thing over here, and then that one up there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the movement speed. It's always good to pick up a little bit of movement speed. So there's some more stuff up here. There's a magnet, which we don't really need right at the moment, but we'll go ahead and pick it up. Why not? Frostwalker. That's super good, but we're going to go ahead and take XP. And there we go. We got Frostwalker. So now we'll be slowing the enemies, which is actually going to be pretty helpful. Fantastic. That's what we need. So the boss portal is right over there. Ooh, a credit card. Credit card is really, really good. We're gonna take that. Ooh, okay, demonic blood is also very good for survivability. So we're gonna lock both of those in. And now we know where the boss is, so we'll be able to see it on the mini-map. More XP. Don't forget that you need to try to flex as frequently as possible. Epic damage, that is really good. So it is a swarm, but we should be okay because we did pick up that extra damage. And we basically have our full stack. We're going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of shield. Let's go with... Ooh, this one's tough. Let's go with projectile count. And let's go with size tome. XP tome. XP tome. Okay, things are looking good. We really need more attack speed. That's one thing that we certainly need. Hey, speak of that, there's some more attack speed. Okay, it's the stone golems. We're gonna go for the luck here. Okay, this is where we go with attack speed again. And we go with luck. Now we just stand right here and just kill these dudes. A little bit more movement speed. And let's see what we get here. Gold from hitting enemies. That is fantastic. Okay, we need to break it for the boss, basically. Like, we have to go kill the boss. Okay. We'll go with the attack speed. And there's going to be 2 bosses, remember? So this is going to suck. But it'll be okay. Trust the process, and we'll be all right. Okay, we need more damage. Yeah, we're actually going to be screwed here because we don't have enough damage. Yep. Okay. Well, we lose. So, we had a decent build going. The issue is, we waited too long to kill the boss. So that is one thing. You probably in Tier 3 want to start the final boss before it hits 1 minute. 1 minute remaining. Because those final swarms will come and they will seriously, seriously ruin your day. We'll go with the damage and size. We'll go with a little bit of movement speed. Okay, HP regen. HP regen's actually pretty good. XP tome, that's one really, really important thing that we need. Okay, ice crystal, not terrible. Give us a chance to basically freeze an enemy. Oh my god. Okay. Two charge shrines right in the same area. It does not get better than that. We'll go for elite spawn increase for more XP. We'll go for the health regen. We're just going to ban the movement speed one. Don't really care about movement speed. Okay, perfect. So we already found the boss over there. It's like kind of in the middle of the map, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. Let's do damage to elites. There's a free chest over there. Remember, you always want to try to take any available free chests. Size. Nice. Okay, we got that thing, which is really good. More damage and size. This is quickly looking like a pretty good run. Another free chest. Look at that. What is that luck? A little bit of jump height. We are very, very quickly going to need to get a new weapon, so let's get Aegis and get that out of the way. Increased damage, really good. Solid. Okay. We'll do damage to elites. Okay. A little bit more damage and size. More XP. Yes, please. Okay. More damage. Nice. That's not terrible. You're going to want a ton of damage in this particular stage. Tier 3 is quite challenging. A little bit of shield. Go ahead and get that out of the way. XP tome. We need the XP tome. Okay. Let's do the electric plug. That sounds good. XP tome. Perfect. That could not have been better luck. So we'll go for the Flame Walker. We'll banish the bone. We do not need the bone whatsoever. refresh and pick up the luck tome. Now we do really need the size tome. Perfect. More damage. More damage. Let's go with a projectile count here. I think that's going to be pretty beneficial. Ooh, Frostwalker is good, but I think I want to hold out for that other thing that's really good. Let's get a little bit more damage. Blood magic, there it is. Let's go with luck. Pick up that chest. Let's do damage to elites. XP tome. Let's do evasion. Okay, more luck. Then we'll take more evasion. Perfect. Size tome, yes. Everything is going according to plan. The only thing that sucks about this dude is you have virtually no movement speed whatsoever. Let's go with the attack speed. Let's go with a little bit of... Just go with crit chance. The rest of those options kind of suck, to be honest. More damage. Collect the free chest. Boss and Elite Buster. Sounds good to me. more evasion. One thing we desperately need is some more jumps. Some more jumps would be super, super good. Do size. A little bit more attack speed. A little bit more luck. That is perfect. A little bit more size, more damage. More size. More XP. Flamewalker. Attack speed. Attack speed. Alright, we are cooking with gas now. This is what we needed. And now we have to go back and kill the boss before it is too late. I think we will go ahead and hit the boss tome. But we should melt the boss pretty quickly. Okay. I think we're going to be a-okay here. We're going to have to get a couple of these chests. There's one boss down. And the second boss is also about to die. There we go. You see, guys? That's what we're talking about. That is literally exactly what we needed. And now, what we do is we basically stack up on XP and luck again. So we're going to stand here with our back against the wall so that we can basically try to survive as long as humanly possible. Collect a little bit more XP. We're going to stack up our XP here. Again, keeping our back to the wall. And when you get kind of overwhelmed, you go ahead and take the teleport. So we are now in stage 2. This is stage 2. So our plan of action here is basically the same thing that we did in stage 1. We'll go around and mainly try to focus on collecting all of these things. But at this stage, we will prioritize a little bit heavier trying to get some chests. Obviously, start with the free ones, but we actually have some gold now. So we can afford to basically start investing in some of this other stuff. Our size is in a really good spot, at least for aura, which is really good. That's what we need. We'll do a projectile count. Spicy meatball. Spicy meatball is super, super good. We'll go with the aura size and damage for when the boss comes. We really need to collect a cheese. Getting some moldy cheese would be pretty beneficial for us. Okay, there's a magnet down there. Is there anything else valuable over here? Does not appear so. It looks like just the magnet, so we'll yoink that. Get a couple more levels. Let's get some more luck. You want to try to stack luck pretty early on, because luck really does help quite a bit. Do the pickup range. More XP. Yes, please. Okay, first boss is here. Look at how quickly we're already kind of messing him up. Go with the XP gain. Free chest over here. A little bit more health regen. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we'll go with the XP here. Go with the gold gain. So it is a swarm, which means I'm gonna, quite frankly, just leave the boss to himself. At least till we kill a bunch of these dudes. We really need some extra jumps. Extra jumps would definitely be to our benefit here. Okay. Go with some attack speed. And this boss is toast. There we go. We killed the boss. Take some more damage. Yes, please. XP. Nice, and there's a magnet over there, which is fantastic. It's always good to find a magnet, but because it is pretty decently close to where the boss is, we're actually going to leave it until we get basically the full circle completed. Once we finish the full circle of the place, we will come back and hit the magnet. On our way back. Okay. Okay. That is good. Take the damage. Jump down here and start collecting all of this stuff. Oops. Elite spawn increase. A mirror. Mirror is really good. Okay. So we need to continue on going this way. And I'll tell you what, we really need some more mobility. Okay, swarm is coming. This is where it starts to get a little bit hectic, by the way. Okay, we got hit pretty good there. And we're just dead. Well, we'll get it someday. We'll get it someday. But in the meantime, we'll get some more econ.